Hi, folks. I can't sleep, so I thought I'd hop on stream. Okay. We're just going to be reacting to some FNAF theories. I don't actually know how well the microphone's picking me up. But we're going to be reacting to some FNAF theories. I was partway through Gibby's incredibly long video.
They're happening, quote, out there.
That whatever is going on out there,
outside the restaurant, and kids go missing occasionally. Maybe they ran away, or maybe it's a kidnapping. It is tied to Freddy somehow, probably because some witnesses saw someone using a yellow suit, a Freddy suit, luring the kids away, or possibly because the kids who were kidnapped all visited Freddy's the day before they died, or something. There was a real-life murder, a mass shooting a few years ago, and the evil individual who carried out this shooting was obsessed with the character from the Nickelodeon show Danny Phantom. And he thought that he was killing people for her, and when he shot himself at the end of the ordeal, he thought he would be joining her in the ghost world. I think that if people were to hound Nickelodeon for comment, they would say something to the effect of,
whatever is going on out there, however tragic it may be, has nothing to do with our establishment.
I think it's reasonable that people know the disappearances are Freddy's related, but they don't know that the perpetrator is the security guard. The way the Save Them minigame is set up, I think it's pretty clear that this is at night. The building is not open to the public. There's no one around to see the murders. I think this is happening at night, meaning it happened when Purple Guy was still the night security guard. It happened a day or two before we started our job. That doesn't mean all the kidnappings happened in one night, but it's likely that the actual killing of the kids happened close together. Purple Guy kidnaps some kids around town, hides them at Freddy's, kills them one night to try to experiment with possession, cleans up the blood and bodies by the morning, and because the puppet and Withered Freddy are chasing him around the building, he complains about the conditions. He's also done his murders anyway, so he's satisfied. So he gets switched to the day shift. Then you come in, Jeremy. The Withereds, which Phone Guy said should not be able to move around,
those older ones shouldn't be able to walk around.
Well, they come after you. I think this indicates that they've been awoken from their apathetic slumber after these new murders, and are now coming for you either because you're an adult or because you're in a security guard uniform. I don't think the Withereds were active before these murders. That's what I'm implying. A few days pass. The police actually come and investigate. On night 4 is when the toys start acting weird to adults. So as I said earlier, I think the criminal database has been updated, and now they're looking for a killer. The place is going to shut down for a few days for this investigation, but I don't think anything has been found yet. On night 5, the building is on lockdown. The Purple Guy is a suspect. I think that day they found traces of blood, and the security guard is the suspect, so he ran for it. The kidnapped kids have now been directly tied to Freddy's, and specifically this location, but the method hasn't been confirmed yet. Night 6 is when everything has come to light. Purple Guy used an old suit, a yellow one, and now none of them are acting right. I don't think that means that now on night 6 none of them are acting right. I think Phone Guy has retroactively realized that none of the suits have been acting right since the murders, once again explaining why the Withereds are walking around. At this point in time, we are aware of 2 suits that are old and yellow. That's Golden Freddy and Withered Chica. However, neither of them are suits. They're animatronics. In real-life Chuck E. Cheese, there are animatronics that perform on stage, and there are also the mascot suits worn by the staff to walk around. We know that suits exist at Freddy's because someone wore a mascot suit to lure kids to the back room for the MCI. But we don't see these suits. We only see animatronics. We have cameras that can basically look everywhere, and there are no mascot costumes. So even though he says that it was an old yellow suit, I don't think we were ever supposed to think that it was Golden Freddy or Chica. The answer will be revealed in FNAF 3, but people try to say it was either Scott's intention when FNAF 2 came out that it was Golden Freddy, or that we were supposed to think it was Golden Freddy. And I completely disagree. Those are animatronics, not suits. A few more important things to note. In Take Cake to the Children and Foxy Go Go Go, Purple Guy is just purple. But in Save Them, he's wearing a badge. A security shield-shaped badge. So he was a security guard when this happened, which we know. But I think this means he was not a security guard when he killed the one kid outside, or when he killed the first 5 kids by Foxy. The puppet also has tear tracks on his face, which is similar to how dead children are usually shown with tears. I already mentioned it, but Mangle is the only animatronic during Save Them that is moving. Withered Bonnie and Withered Chica don't move. The toys don't move. Only Mangle. I think that's kind of important, and we'll get back to that. So that's the gameplay and the story of FNAF 2, but there's more to go over. For one, we didn't talk about the ending yet. After beating Night 6, the night before Jeremy gets bitten, we get a newspaper clipping, detailing what is clearly the bite of 87. The toys are getting scrapped, and the Withereds are going to be repaired and used for a possible reopening. That, of course, being the location in FNAF 1. Believe it or not, when the game first came out, there was a lot of debate about whether it was a sequel or a prequel, despite the phone guy being alive, and it also directly stating that it's in 1987. Alright, now let's talk about Night 7. With Jeremy getting crunched on after Night 6, there has to be a new security guard on Night 7. And there is. There is no phone call this time. Phone Guy said he'd be taking the position after us, but we know this isn't Phone Guy. Much like in FNAF 1, the Night 7 guard gets fired at the end of the night. His name is Fritz Smith. He's fired for tampering with the animatronics and odor, with a note pointing out that it's his first day. He's fired for the same reason as Mike Schmidt, which is interesting. He's also labeled as employee number 3, indicating that Purple Guy was 1, Jeremy was 2, and Fritz is 3. We know he's not Phone Guy because he got fired, and Phone Guy does not get fired. Now we're going to talk about the Easter eggs. Just like in the first game, there's a chance to see Golden Freddy in FNAF 2. You can find withered Golden Freddy slumped on the floor. His withered state implies that he is a physical animatronic who gets fixed up after FNAF 2 and before FNAF 1. He's not just a ghostly apparition. He's a physical animatronic that still exists and is being moved from location to location. You can also be killed by his head flying down the hallway, which indicates more that he does have supernatural powers. Phasing in and out of existence is not his only ability. In the background of the party room, there's these little guys made out of paper plates, and they can just kind of disappear and reappear in the office. I don't know what that means for the lore. I already talked about JJ and the Naked Endoskeleton, but there's also Shadow Freddy. Shadow Freddy is just like Golden Freddy, but he's all black in an otherworldly type of way. Then there's Rick Fafaska, or Shadow Bonnie. Shadow Bonnie appears in the office, looks extremely terrifying, and I hate him. He's made out of Toy Bonnie's model. You can tell by the segmented ears and the curved section of the torso. But he has human teeth, instead of Toy Bonnie's buck teeth. Unlike Golden Freddy and even Shadow Freddy, this guy never gets any explanation in future games. And the fact that he's based on Toy Bonnie makes him even more confusing. For now, the only thing to note is that there's a ghostly black void in the shape of Golden Freddy and a black ghostly void in the shape of Toy Bonnie. Also, people have tried finding meaning in the name Rick Fafaska, but likely it means nothing. All those letters are grouped together on the left side of the keyboard, and Scott probably just mashed the keyboard with one hand to name the file. Now we're going to talk about the reception and the real-world events after FNAF 2. Let's talk about MatPat again. MatPat's video